Hello, everybody, and welcome to Girl Let's Agree to Disagree with my girl Hannah, and Fizzy Blue is back in the house.
I'm here, I'm queer, and I'm ready to read.
I love it. So we knew that this was super last minute. So guess what? If you decided to subscribe and like and you smashed that bell to receive the notification, you are one of the few that know that we are actually on right now.
So this is just how it's gonna be. It's gonna be 30 minutes before, and you either know or you don't.
Exactly. That's how it's best that way.
Yeah, this is an exclusive club, y'all, right now. So if y'all are, clicking to receive these notifications, if you don't, why not do it now? Do it. Click, like, subscribe, smash the notification bell so that you know when we are back on. We are going to try to do this every week. We hope to be able to do this realistically every week. And what else was I going to say? Yeah, share this. Share this.
Somebody said Kimmy looks different.
What happened?
I do look a little different. I'm a year older. So
these are cracking me up.
That's why I look a little different. But I am Kimmy. It was my birthday, so now I look different.
I didn't even. I was like, what are you guys talking about? Yeah, I guess Kimmy DB. Yeah, she does. She be looking a little different these days. But yeah, y'all. Okay, this episode we're gonna go down to it because yesterday there was a lot of feels. There's a lot of things that have happened within the past 2 days. For those who are asking, we are only going to be recapping the first episode, our initial thoughts and reactions to it. Yeah. I mean, I personally watched the feeds all of last night. I told Busy, I messaged both of y'all at like 4:30.
You texted all of us in the morning. I said, girl, go to bed.
I was like, why am I still up at 4:30 in the morning?
Okay, Obi and I went out. We went out, got food late after the premiere last night. I got a couple of drinks. So, of course, I fall asleep in bed with my makeup on. Wake up at like 4 a.m. and I'm like, oh, shit, I got to go like wash all this off, like actually go to sleep. And Jess is just like, oh, my God. Jess is like, oh, my God, did you just see this? And I was like, girl, I'm like hungover already and it's 4 a.m.
Look, I went through a spiral. I had to, my husband was like, make sure you go to sleep early tonight, babe. Don't be staying up all late at night. And then he messaged me at 4:30, like, it's 4:30. Why are you still up? And I'm like, I don't know.
They could not have been that good.
I was hoping they were going to sleep. I'm just like, when are they all going to go to sleep? You know what? It was the first... Disclaimer, this is the first regular season, first night feed that I had ever watched in my entire existence. Yeah. I was a fair weather fan. So like my 10 seasons before this, none of them included live feeds. So this for me was just a different experience. And I was going through my feels. I'm not going to lie. I kind of had a little bit of that anxiety and sadness and like, it was a moment for me. So I was just watching thinking, okay, it's going to get better.
Do you want to talk it through with us? We're here for you. We did not treat you nicely in the text messages, but if you want to talk to us about it now, if you want to talk to Hannah and I about it now, you can.
I mean, I feel, it was a moment that passed with the wind, but at the same time, it was just kind of like, it was like, damn, it's weird because I didn't get that same experience. So I was in my feels, y'all know what happened to me. If whoever doesn't know what happened to me, they know that I got banished within the first 3 hours of being in the house. So horrible I didn't get
fashions were horrible.
What?
The horrible costumes.
Costumes. Oh yeah, the camp fit.
As a model,
everything. Looking at them go into this beautiful home and not the campsite that we were in, and then being able to all compete as soon as they got there, and then getting picked for teams, and then the chatter, and then the excitement, and nobody was worried about. I didn't see anybody really worried about having their lives, their big brother lives in danger yet, and that is all kind of like, or being cut the very first day. That's like one of the worst fears ever, is to be cut the very first day, like in the very first few hours. That was my thing. So, you know, I had some haters on Twitter and I had to block their asses, but it is okay. I'm dealing.
Well, let me know who, so I can block them too. We'll have a blocking party.
That's exactly, let me tell you, anytime I see some shit like that, like I just can't even respond or like engage or anything like that. It is just block.
Oh,
block.
The
like,
block game has to be tight.
Yeah, I'm not probably between y'all's summer and like when the new seasons come on. I mean, there's got to be like hundreds, and I just I don't care. I don't. Absolutely. It's just so much more enjoyable without any kind of negativity. So, but I have a lot of thoughts.
He's like, let us know so we can block. Thank you.
Exactly. Come on, hello there. We will have a block party. Come on, Blockiana. Okay.
Blockiana.
Okay. Did you guys get alcohol on your first day? Because they was walking around with beers and all types of drinks.
We had champagne. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, we had the they didn't get a champagne toast, I don't think, but
I don't think so. But the girls was walking around with beers.
Was that after Frenchie? Was that after Frenchie?
Was it after? No, I think two people came into his HOH with the beers.
Okay, well let's start at the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I'm doing it for a brag, okay? And y'all know y'all came here for this dragon today, y'all too, because I am going to brag about.
Oh yes, because your first draft. Your first draft won HOH, so technically Busy is ahead in the draft in this draft. But you know what? It's a marathon, not a race. So
he's racing right now, honey. I don't know.
I don't look at it like that. Okay, I'll say that when I'm losing. Okay.
You know, yeah, that would be a different story. But yeah, let's start with like overall. You know, we went through the cast assessment yesterday, and tell me, has anything changed? What do you think about the cast impressions? Because we got to see a lot more, right?
This cast. I already thought highly, I think, of like first impressions of a lot of the cast and thought that, you know, like diversity and everything was like, ignore my dog. There was so much diversity just from like the first impression. But let me say, after watching their intros and everything like that, I think that we have even more like intersectional diversity than I even realized. So many people were like parts of the LGBTQ community, had just so many more layers to them than I even like realized from their first impression. And I am so excited to see how that plays out, to see these people who like, you know, not just sexuality or race or like anything like that, but just like have such interesting qualities about them. Like I tweeted this last night, but Hannah, like, I so underestimated her, and like learning all of the stuff about her, I was like, oh my God, you are so impressive. Like, I'm just really excited. I think they seem super well-rounded, even more so than I thought before. Like, they all had something that stood out, I think, during their little intros and everything. But I was like, okay, I can understand like how you got here, you know?
I agree. I was shook. Okay, I was scalped by the way that we just started finding out, girl, I'm a lesbian, I'm bisexual, I'm pansexual. Just one by one, I was thinking, where was this in the bios? Okay, when Sarah Beth was like, I make costumes and I have a girlfriend, I was very shook. I agree with you on Hannah's story. I think, and I talked about this in my review that I did yesterday, what I want to know more about was her parents more of an overbearing family, like you're gonna go to school, you're gonna graduate, you're gonna do all these things like normally Caribbean or international parents are, or was it she was like, girl, I like school, I like books, I'm gonna graduate early and I'm gonna keep doing this. I want to know, were you still as excited, and this is to Hannah, were you still as excited about Mr. Bel Air, Maryland, Derek X, as you were with his fun employment? Were you as excited as you were when we were doing the draft? I'm underwhelmed.
Let me say that whole introduction, whew, I was very excited then, was disappointed in his performance. I don't know exactly, without going into anything post episode, like live feed wise or whatever, nothing stood out, but maybe this is his strategy. I don't know. I still
keep hope alive, Hannah. Keep hope alive.
I'm hoping for the best. I'm not counting him out.
Yeah, Derek, and Derek and Kylan actually look like they're having a little bromance too.
Can we talk about how cute Kylan is though? Like Obi and I were both saying this last night. They did him so dirty in his pictures because he is so much more attractive than in like the show than his pictures were. We were both like, damn.
Excuse me. As I've said in the house, I only F with 8s and above. I seriously no, but seriously, I mean, when I told you that I was going to stand him hard, I mean, this is hardcore standing right now. I'm just
he's fine.
If he's going out to bat, if he's gonna have something like some type of rally, I might fly to wherever he's at, and I'm just gonna, grab a rally. I'm gonna grab a flag. I'm gonna grab a flag. I'm gonna be like, yeah. I might start the Kylan cult. I think I might start.
She's so if y'all see a fan account, y'all know that Jess is behind the Kylan fan account. What'll
it be like Kylan's Killers or something? I don't even know. That'll be a group message.
I will say that I did like. He became more. It's something about people who are empathetic, okay, and caring and kind and nurturing and givers, volunteerism. That really speaks to my inside. It makes parts of me very. I'm not gonna say that. So when he was like, "I'm down here at the ranch riding horses," I do. What was the thing called? It was called
Is that what's speaking to
Urban Saddles? It spoke to me. Okay, when he was riding that horse in the ground for urban, and I will say I've never ridden a horse, and I've always wanted to.
Me
and
too.
The fact that he's oh yes, come on, Jessica, let's do it.
Let's ride horses together.
Have y'all really never ridden a horse?
Are you judging?
Girl,
I live in Tennessee.
City. We are city folk. We are city folk. Busy's like in New York. Aren't you busy?
No, I'm in DC. Why? I'm from New York, and then I moved to DC. I'm only
and I'm from Chicago. I'm like, we don't got
no horses. Only the policemen in New York City, but they stopped doing that too. But when he came
the carriage rides, but my men were never
through
like
the
that
city.
romantic.
Yes, exactly. Oh, it's coming. You know what? We're gonna ride a horses, and we're not even gonna tell Hannah. We're just gonna send her pictures since she was.
No, we should tell Hannah because it seems like she's. Have you ridden a lot of horses, Hannah?
Well, okay, so when I was in elementary school, my mom dated this guy who had horses and he had like a farm. And so we would go, it's actually pretty close to where Frenchie is from in West Tennessee. He lived in Huntington, which is pretty close to Camden. And he had a farm and I would ride his horses and I had like a horse or whatever, but then they broke up. So it wasn't my horse anymore.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's your mama's fault, girl. But I did like that I liked one that was a program because I've always wanted to ride a horse. I always thought it would be cool. And the fact that they're taking individuals from like urban areas and bringing them out, I thought it was amazing. Then he was riding the horse. And then as he was talking, he was like, Shelly agrees, whatever the horse name was, because the horse got excited. I was just thinking to myself, ride me. Like, I just really loved, I really liked every part of his Kylan. Xavier, you gonna get a run for your money because Kylan is a cutie. And I feel like, Jess, you were right. The way you were standing, okay, and pushing back when you were messaging us and like, this is the reason why I love him. This is why he's amazing. This is why. And I was like, girl, that guy Hannah was like, I need to see more of this. I don't understand. Okay. I understand now, girl. He's everything to everyone, and he wants to be that. I love it. I stand.
You know who he kind of reminds me of, and like, I don't know why, but he gives me like Kaser vibes, and I don't know. I have no idea. But Kaser was like the papi chulo of his season. Like everybody was in love with Kaser.
So fun. I love me some Kaser.
Everybody was in love with Kaser. So I mean,
this whole 15 minutes has just been us roosting over different.
But what's the issue, girl? what's the issue? Have a sip.
We can stand other people. That's right. So let's get through because I know that we're trying to wrap this up within the hour, because we ain't trying to, have you guys on here for 2.5 hours like yesterday.
Yeah, we got work in the morning.
We got work in the morning. So ultimately we had these cast bio impressions. Like we said, I guess Kylan was the only one that it like stood out, but I was very impressed with a lot of people. Like I didn't know Brittany had a was a spectrum, a certain side of the spectrum. Like she claimed, she says she has autism, and so it's even more impressive because that woman is so
she was valedictorian
impressive.
Of her like college class and all of it. So it was just like, damn,
single thing.
Everything.
She dances, she boxes, she does karate, she does karaoke, she does dancing, she's top of her class. The girl, she said autism. Who? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know her, never heard of her, never been there, and it did make me feel. Don't lie, Busy. Don't be sitting up here lying. It made me look at her as a fighter. I was like, okay, wow, who I got a bad impression from, y'all, and I'm about to pull this. I have to read this girl, Alyssa.
Ooh.
Really? Explain, because I didn't get.
What did she say?
What did she say to be bad though? Like,
first of all, that girl came on here. Hi, I'm Alyssa from Florida. Was it Alyssa? Yes, it was her.
Yeah, she's from Sarasota.
She named normal stuff that everybody do, and then try to make it seem like I understand people's struggles. I get it. I've gone through so much. She said, I moved out of the house when I was 17. Okay, I'm not sure when your birthday is, but that could have also been when you graduated from high school. Okay, so you moved out the same time a lot of people do. Then she didn't name anything else. I grew up and did it alone. If you grew up alone, but you moved out when you were 17, you chose or you had to, in the Black community, girl, once you turn 18, girl, they're like, excuse me, where's your apartment? But now it's like, and I've done so much, I can relate to other people's struggles because I moved out when I was 17 and now I've had to keep making it. How old is the girl? She acting like she done. It was a no for me. And I was thinking, you have not said anything to make me feel like you don't really gone through anything once you moved out. And it's just, I understand people's struggles because I had to go through the struggles. I wrote this stuff down because I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I will say, I think that she is going to have a hard time relating to some of these women. Why?
Because she said she relates.
Yeah, I just don't feel like, I don't dislike her, but I just don't feel like a lot of these women are like her typical group. And that doesn't mean that she can't, infiltrate and get along with them, but I don't think that a lot of them are her like natural like friend type. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel
Absolutely.
I don't know. It will be interesting to see. But do we want to go?
Wait, first we want to
thank you, Jolene.
Hey,
thank Jolene for the $4.99. Yeah.
That's my best friend.
Hold on.
What is that?
Thank you so much, Jolene, for your super chat. Thank you so much. Hannah, you don't know this by now?
The problem is, I'm with Hannah. You done been, and I'm not gonna say what else you said backstage, but you just be throwing stuff at us and not getting us prepared.
Yeah. Okay.
Hannah's a live feed music.
Jessica just says things like 5 minutes before this show, not even 5 minutes before. We're sitting here at 8:30, and she's like, "Oh, by the way, da 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 da," and it's like changes the entire format of the show, and we're just like, "Oh, okay, fuck."
To be quite honest, it's just that I'm pretty much doing a lot.
Oh, is she reading us?
No,
I feel red,
no, not at all. I'm just saying,
and we had to listen to her.
I gotta set up the stream. I'm doing the video, the edits. I'm calling the people up to be on the show. Then I have Love Island right before this.
I know, but I didn't know we were asking anybody. That's the whole point.
I feel red. I feel red. Girl, do you want us to set up the stream, y'all? I can do it next time.
I just wanted to do that because I thought it was funny. I thought people were watching the feed.
I like it.
The music, Hannah, is the live. That's the new music that they're using for the live feeds whenever it cuts off, and it's disgusting.
Oh no, I just couldn't hear what you were playing. No, I couldn't hear it. That's why.
It was from my phone. It's not like I don't know how Taryn does the whole like the mute, or like Rob does all of the dings and all that stuff. I'm new to this shit, so I have.
Somebody said, "Host, please don't fight." We're not fighting. This is all in love and shade. We know how each other are. This is all in love and shade.
Yeah, how we act. There's no love lost here. Like, it's a nice, good little read, but yeah, we could turn it up. But anyway, no. So yeah, I am very random like that though, and we
are getting used to. Well, now I don't know how Hannah isn't.
I'm
starting to learn. Girls, you don't know what you're walking into busy when you go backstage.
You know, to be quite honest,
I'm a flow girl.
Yeah, I'm going to therapy with my husband so that he can get me on a schedule. That's basically it. He's like, we're going to need you to abide by a Google Calendar. And I was like,
I support you, husband. You got it. And we'll push her. We'll push her to the limit. I will say the music though, this season, it slaps. They had bangers. Y'all, when they were playing their game. Oh, wait, you want to go to the next part after they all get into the house? So I don't want to talk about the game, but when they were playing the game,
music was good, yeah.
I was like, okay, compete. Okay, I was dancing.
Overall, everybody, just like before we actually get to the nitty gritty of it, how did you feel about the episode overall?
I liked it.
You liked the?
I liked it. I thought it was like good. I don't know. I thought it was good energy. Like I don't know. Okay, the whole time it was just hard for me in a way because I was like, honestly, I literally was just thinking like, if you guys had been like on a cast like that, like what could have been in a way. Like I just like the cast a lot. So yeah, that was like my first thing. But then I got past it and I got drunk and then I was like, oh, this is great.
Okay, well, I was already drunk and I definitely wasn't thinking about Ovi or Jessica. I was watching it as a fan, and I had so much fun. Like I had so much fun, and it's because I say this to y'all all the time. I'm a regular person. I don't got no connections to the show, ain't none of that. So watching it felt good. I felt like my summer's back. I can be nosy. Okay, I went to sleep with the live feeds on. And then when I woke up, the live feeds was off, which that means that my boyfriend said, I'm done with this, okay? And I sleep heavy, so I know he turned it off. But I was super excited. My legs were shaking the whole time, which means that I'm anxious, I'm excited. And I was yelling, screaming, charging people around because I couldn't move. Give me another drink. I need this. I need that. Live tweeting, I loved it. And I think it was only... it's the rose-colored glasses that Hannah talked about. I was they could have done nothing wrong because I was excited that it's back.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what? I'm glad that we kind of haven't talked yet about the season because another reason why they were reading me is because they didn't know that I had asked a special someone to come through if she had a chance. And so I kind of want to have someone come on and say hi to all of our fans.
Surprise!
Hey, girls.
Rachel Reilly, icon queen of Big Brother. First of all, Rachel, thank you for coming. Thank you so much for coming on. And might I add, I was so impressed because Julie said that you would be on her Mount Rushmore of Big Brother players. I was like, yes.
Girls, I died when Julie Chen said that because, like, that's the biggest compliment that she even knows my name, and that she like said that I would be on Mount Rushmore. I literally like could not handle it. I was dying. Like, yes, floaters grab a life vest.
Look at Busy. Busy, are
Look
you
at
okay?
Busy right now.
Busy.
Okay, Busy, meet Rachel. Rachel, obviously Busy is a fan.
Okay. Everyone calm down. Okay. Nice to meet you,
Oh my
Rachel.
God, Busy.
I'm gonna fangirl out right now, and I don't care if I don't care if they read me. Y'all can do that. Rachel, I have been a fan of yours forever. Your passion, your smarts, you saying what I feel like you are me in some aspect, and you say what you want to say, and you're unapologetic. I've watched you on Big Brother, and then girl, the only reason I even went over and tiptoed into the Amazing Race was because of you. And here you are talking. I don't deserve, Jessica. I'm slapping you after this. Girl, you're iconic. You deserve everything that you have gotten. I'm gonna cry.
Oh
my God, you're so sweet.
Love you.
Wow.
Okay, Rachel. Don't
No,
cry.
don't
cry.
Rachel, I'm sorry.
Rachel, we need to know what your thoughts were on last night's episode. What do you think about this cast? What were your thoughts on the vibe of the episode as a whole? Like as a legend and a fan, like did you like it? What did you think? Let us know.
I just need a cocktail.
Yes, I loved last night's episode, and I'm so sorry. Am I like skipping a bunch right now because my phone
just
is
a little bit
on my end?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay, let me leave and I'll come right back. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
No, okay.
You're
Busy needs
so
a moment.
fine.
Busy needs a moment anyway.
Talk about
I'm going to
okay.
for
the audience,
I'm fanning you.
For the audience, this is what we were talking about. Jessica, like 2 minutes in, was like, before we came on the show, Jessica was like, hey, by the way, Rachel Reilly might be on there. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, because we've had her on here before. I love talking to her. Busy was like, no, I'm going to leave.
I'm like, my heart is skipping out of my chest. And Jess, we haven't been friends for that long, but now I feel like you've given me one of the greatest gifts that friends have given. Like, and I got
Merry
a lot of friends.
Christmas.
I got a lot of people. Oh my gosh. I'm shaking and I'm speechless. I tried to talk to her. I didn't even know what to say. And me speechless? How? When? When did this happen? I couldn't even get my love out for her, my adoration out for her. Oh my God. I just talked to, or at least tried to, Rachel Reilly.
Yeah. I know.
You're about
I felt like
again.
Yeah, I mean, I felt that way when I first met her too. So I totally get you when you meet like your icons. That is one of the things.
She is the Rushmore. She's the Mount. We could just put her photos up. And I know that the girls hate when I say, but I am Floaters Grab a Life Best. Kristen. That is me. It's me all day, every day. Okay? And it's not changing over here. Hey, girl.
You're epic. Thank you for making my whole night. I love you guys so much, and I think it's such a compliment that you say I'm like the Mount Rushmore of Big Brother. That's like, hey,
because you worked hard. They counted you out the first season, then you came back and they counted you out again. And Shelly, I'm gonna calm down. And you still you know, you persevered and you made it and you got it and you deserved it. And then you went over there. Now you did cry a lot, girl, on The Amazing Race. I was like, okay, Rachel, let's get it together, girl. Let's come on. But I was still on your side, and it's just like you're an amazing woman. I don't want you to ever count out your strength. Because if you ever feel like you can't, girl, we have watched you, and you most definitely can. Well, so I'm gonna stop fangirling right now, and we're gonna get back to the show. Hannah, do you have a question for her?
Yes, I also love and adore Rachel. I would love to know what Rachel thinks about last night's episode.
Yeah, so I loved last night's episode so much. I thought, okay, well, I loved and hated it. I thought the cast was amazing. Okay. I'm like really, really all about this cast. This cast is like so fun. I think they picked great personalities mixed with great occupations, people that are going to be interesting and have something to say, which is something that like we haven't seen, I think, all the time. And hey, Adler, we haven't seen all the time, like where people have things to say. Sometimes they're just like, 21 and we're not into it. But I thought it was cool how they have all these people. I did like how they did the like 4 and the 4 and the 4. But I also hate that. Like for me, as a competitor, I hate when it's when they break up the teams and they only let 4 people play in that final HOH. I like it when they make everyone play in the whole HOH. I like the endurance for the first HOH, in my personal opinion, because I feel like if it's endurance and then you have to want it to win it, and you see like people that are throwing it, you see the people that are like, kind of whatever. So I think I like that because I think it's an interesting dynamic, but I'm not going to lie. I liked that Frenchie won. I like that it was like, they had that whole, like, if you win, do you want to roll the dice to see if you can, be safe for 2 weeks? I thought that was cool. I would have done it 100%.
I was just going to ask you, but I know you would have.
Yeah, I 100% would have done it. I'm surprised that he said no, because I feel like you're the first HOH. Why wouldn't you just go ahead and go for it, right?
But it's the whole team. Everyone would have been at risk.
That's true, but by the same token, he would have won. It was like not that hard, right? It was like not a hard competition. So
that's true.
I don't know. I think I would have done it. I would have been like, sorry guys, we're doing this. Right? And then imagine how excited your team is when you win,
That's true.
That's true. I do feel like, I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but when they were like in their first 4 on the stage with Julie, I felt like I could see like legit tears in Frenchie's eyes. Like I felt like, because I think he's been a fan. I mean, he's like a big fan. We talked about this before, but like I literally was looking, they're close up on him, and I was like, I see something like swelling up in his eyes.
True. I was happy for him.
I mean, I cried. I cried. Kind of.
Hey, who did you cry for? Because you love.
No, not yesterday. I mean, I cried when I saw Julie Chen. Like the whole moment of like being there, like seeing Julie Chen, being like so starstruck, like the lights. But back then it was like back then it was fans, like the actual audience, and it just felt so surreal. And you're just like, oh my God, I'm doing this, and try not to cry. That was just me the whole time.
Yeah,
I was like,
Rachel, so can you help us, because we're friends with Jessica, and when she has nobody to talk to, she blows our DMs up, and she talks to us about her emotions. How long will it take for her to get over this phase?
Over the Big Brother phase?
Yeah,
never.
Of being there. See,
you never get over it. I feel like I can literally put myself back in that position when I went in the house the very first time, looking at Brittany, looking at Brendan, looking at Andrew Gordon. I remember like literally those were the 3 people I looked at. Like I remember going into the house for the first time in that first group, like and seeing it, and it feels so. I remember the smells. It's crazy. I mean, it's like, it's an experience that you never forget. Like, Brendan and I still talk about how we'll never forget, like, just even the smells of the house. Like, silly things. You never forget that stuff.
I mean, I think it's great that you and Brendan, like, you're married to each other, so you guys understand exactly what it's like. Like the disconnect with my husband is like immense. And so it's just kind of like he doesn't understand why I'm feeling sad sometimes and why I'm feeling nostalgic and why I wish I was there, but I don't wish I was there. And like all of these, like it's like roller coaster of emotions. And it's like, and you know who also said that? Rachel, James told my husband like, as soon as we met him during finale, James Ryan, who's also a fan of the show, and a good friend of ours, he told him she's never going to get over it. Like, you're just going to have to kind of deal with this for the rest of her life. I was like, really? It's never going to go away? Like,
so, you know what? I apologize, Jess, because I have not been considerate of your feelings. Because, you know, I have dragged you up like, girl, go to sleep. No one cares. And now I'm going to apologize to you, Jess. You're hearing it live on television. I'm not gonna say I'm still not gonna drag you, okay? Because Hannah don't be responding, and I'll be like, "Look, girl, no one is listening to this." Okay, so I'm sorry
that I don't respond to you guys at 5 a.m.
I was up pretty late on my feeds, Rachel. I was up pretty late.
Oh, you
pretty
watched
late,
the whole thing last
girl.
night?
4 o'clock in the morning, Rachel. 4 o'clock in the morning.
I love her.
We are sitting here. I'm walking my dog because she's on a whole nother time zone. I wake up and I'm seeing text, and I'm thinking, what is this? It's Jessica saying, "You guys, I'm still up watching the live feeds." I said, girl, if you don't take your ass to bed, I feel like I said that verbatim.
Yeah.
If you don't take your ass to bed, girl, and get off of our phone, nobody else even responded to him and said, I am not doing this right now. Okay.
Yeah. It was bad. It was so bad.
So I would be more considerate because Rachel said you'll never get over it. So I would take more care and how I respond because you're gonna be going through this. Well, deal.
That's the sweetest.
I see some people in the chat asking questions and stuff. Rachel, overall, like, who do you have favorites yet? Do you have people that you're like rooting hard for yet?
You know, it's funny because like going into the season, I've been recently trying my hardest to like not judge people based on like the first impressions or their interviews or their occupations, but like you kind of also kind of do even when you don't want to. So far, I'm really into Claire. I think she seems super awesome. She seems like she's a girl's girl. Like, I think I can see her. Like, I didn't watch the live feeds until 4 a.m. last night, but I do keep up with it.
She read you, girl. I just want to say that.
Right? I think like I could see myself wanting to play the game with her. So I would want to align with her. Like, I like her a lot. I like Frenchie. Like, I think he's the fun super fan that we have always been saying we want, but like we haven't necessarily got. But like, I'm worried he's good gaming already too hard.
Frenchie is on Busy's draft, his first pick. So.
And I'm winning. I know how to pick them. See, I told you, me and Rachel, we here.
You know, I like
Claire.
Girls. I'm not gonna lie. I think like Hannah is great. Azza seems great. Like, I feel like they all seem really awesome. Like, I want Alyssa to be a little more of a personality because I feel like she's maybe kind of laying low, which is smart because, you know, I get it. It's Big Brother. And she's a huge fan. I told Jessica.
I don't like her.
You don't? Why not?
Poor girl was throwing up in the feeds.
Who was?
Alyssa?
Last night. She was throwing up on feeds, yeah.
Oh, that's hard. Maybe she just...
Yeah, she was feeling sick. She was feeling sick, probably. Yeah, people were saying it was her anxiety.
I think she mentioned that they had been up since like 6 o'clock, and like also, you know, I mean,
she's a have
people when they get stressed. Yeah, people when they get stressed, sometimes they don't eat. Like I am that way sometimes. Like I just like can't. So I would be the one that would throw up like on the damn stage. So at least she made it to like after.
That's true. Poor thing. Yeah, and I really want to root for Xavier because like he's a lawyer and he's so good looking, and that sounds really petty.
He's the sexiest thing on my television.
Like,
okay?
Yeah.
He's so hot. That man could get every part of me. Okay? He is so hot. I'm sorry, Hannah. You know I have to do it. That man is so fine.
I was wondering though if he was gonna lie about it, and he did. He told him he's a bartender.
I don't like
did.
that.
Mhm.
That's like I think that's his biggest mistake. And I think I tweeted out last night, I was like, which one of them is going to get caught first and which one comes clean first? Because, you know, you say that in like the beginning, I'm a bartender. And then like a week in, you're like, oh, I'm a lawyer. You know what I mean? So I feel like, I wonder.
Or
someone's
then
going to
people-
ask him. Someone's going to ask him for the recipe for something, and he's going to like not get it unless he really
Oh my God. I did not even think about when you were mixing.
That would be
like,
crazy.
give us a drink.
Yeah, be like, what's in a Mai Tai again? And if he doesn't know that shit, then it's gonna be like, you're a bartender? Are you sure?
Yes!
I did not even think about that.
Right. They're gonna ask for like a kamikaze, something simple.
Something crazy.
I'd be like, oh my God, so you can make me, sidecars are my favorite, but I keep on forgetting what's inside of them. So what's in a sidecar?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jessica, you
I
have to go
think
back on
that
Big Brother.
he's gonna end up slipping. He's gonna tell somebody, or like he's gonna get into a showmance and be like, I actually am not, like, I'm not a bartender. And then it's gonna make them question, and that's gonna make them question, like, oh well, if he was lying about this, like, what else is he lying about? You know, like that kind of.
I see that. And then, you know, I actually really like Sarah, and I'm disappointed that she lied about what she does, because why? Like, she is so cool. She's a forensic scientist. She's like a cosplayer. Like, what is the use of lying about that? And I'm disappointed in that, because I had more like high hopes for her, because I'm scared she's going to get caught too. Because what did she say her occupation was?
Oh, I forgot. I forgot what she said to other people. She said, if anybody, she said it in her bio. If anybody who's watching, if you guys know what Sarah Beth said to everybody,
a voice
actor.
Thank you.
I feel like
Thank you, Marion.
I feel like she could be though, or something. Like when they said that, I was like, oh, okay. I just thought that she didn't mention that before.
I agree. No, that sounds cool, and it's not. I don't think you can truly slip up with that.
You don't think so?
A voice actor? Wait, what are they gonna slip up and say? Like, oh yes, I did Phil from the Rugrats. Like, you ain't much you can really mess up on.
True, but I feel like she's gonna mess up on like saying that she knows something about like science or forensics or something. You know what I mean? Like, not that the voice actor part. I feel like she's gonna. There's so many smart, like, science-driven careers in the house that I think it's like someone's gonna mess up on saying something because they're all really intelligent.
Absolutely.
I really feel like it's gonna be Xavier though. Like, I think it's gonna be him that's gonna slip up, because people are talking about Hannah like lying about being like a fashion student or whatever, but like all of the things that she is a 21-year-old like Gen Z girl. Like all of us are interested in fashion. Like, that's not something that you could be like, oh, we caught you, like whatever. Like, I feel like that's something easy to play off. But like if you just go rambling off like some random like legal facts, people are gonna be like, how the hell do you know that? Like, something.
That's true.
That's true. You know, I don't like the Xavier slander. So we could get off it. Well, who we could talk about is Derek X, who has no job.
Right? Yeah. What was that about? Fun employee?
No. He's an entrepreneur.
This is busy. Kind of reading Hannah really quick from yesterday's picks. That was Derek is one of Hannah's first draft picks.
She loves some Derek X, and he don't even got no job, girl. He don't got no job.
He's fun for
No, he's an entrepreneur. He's a fun entrepreneur. He's working for himself.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm asleep because I'm bored. I'm asleep because I'm bored. I am done with him and him going back to Bel Air, Maryland, because he did not win the money.
And I also noticed that just from like reading the feeds, I noticed that he's kind of gravitating toward this guys group, which I'm surprised.
I know.
I'm very, very surprised because he doesn't seem like a bro-y type of guy.
No,
he doesn't scream bro to me at all. And this whole bro-y situation, I'm not digging. But we wanted to keep this a little bit shorter and sweet. So let's talk about just the competition. So there was 4 and 4, right? It was 4 and 4 competitions. I'm gonna read out the winners of each 4 stints. So it was Frenchie, it was Whitney, it was Christian, and it was Claire. And then Frenchie ended up winning the HOH. The HOH actually had everybody playing in the HOH, but the main HOH would be like the captain, right? So
I like that.
And I really like that. I personally enjoyed the puzzle, the 5-piece puzzle. I thought that it would be a little bit easier, but as we know from Big Brother, those things aren't really that easy. But who do we think actually like threw that competition? I know for a fact probably that Travis did, because Travis said in his bios that he was going to throw the first competition. But I was looking at Christian. He was running like crazy. I mean, he's a fast guy.
Christian was good at both of those competitions. Yeah. Like he was really good at both those.
He was in it to win it.
All noticed. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Azza said she threw it, but then I was watching her, and it felt like it was not a puzzle that you could like intentionally throw, because you're not going to be watching other people. So it didn't feel like you could really throw it unless you just like didn't do anything. You know what I mean? So
it looked hard to me. Yeah.
So
I agree. I mean, I kept getting tripped up because I was like, why didn't they get it? Oh, the man in the bed. Oh, the person on the ship. I kept getting tripped up. So I can only imagine when your adrenaline's pumping and all of that. So yeah, I'm with y'all.
Yeah. And then came the BB draft, which was interesting because they didn't really give them much of a choice except for 2 people apiece. Do you think, how did you like that? Did you expect them to like just say, hey, take your pick of the litter?
That's what I wanted. I wanted them to say, girl, go ahead. Okay, male first, female first, or whatever. I didn't like that they was like, okay, you got 2 black people. Okay, which one you choosing? Okay, you got got 2
To be
I think
fair,
we know why they did
4
it,
of them, because there were only like like the ethnic people to choose from, because all the white people were captains. So they only had 2 people to choose from that were white. So it's like okay, all 4 captains are white, so they have no other choice but to pick others. So that's still good
What I didn't like was that the further you got down, which I guess it's a blessing and a curse, the further they got down or not selected, you got more facts about them.
Yeah.
And I feel like there was, to be honest, in some points, especially for Davey or Derek Frazier, they was running out of facts. Okay.
Same.
His last one was like, I like to make people laugh. And I was like, girl, y'all running out of stuff. But the more that they stayed in the line, I felt like you got more information about them. And if you were picked first, girl, you got 1 fact and that's it. Okay, so now I can make up whatever I want to make up because y'all didn't show anything about me.
That, and then I totally agree with you. And then I also didn't like how it was just the 2 people, because I thought if it was everyone, then it would have been more obvious about how these people are going to play the game. But when it's just the 2 people, it's hard to see, because like even Whitney tried to make it where it was like, that's not a very good argument, Travis. Ha ha ha.
I'm gonna pick the cutie.
Yeah, exactly. And I felt personally victimized that Derek F did not get picked in the first draft.
Same. I was like, what is wrong with these people?
I was surprised.
I know. He would have literally been my first like draft pick. Like the first thing I hear about him, he seemed so fun. I was like, oh, they're picking Derek. And then they didn't. And I was like, what?
What are y'all doing? Were you guys also confused, or ladies? I'm the only guy. Yay. Were you ladies, did y'all feel the same way I felt about Azza when Azza was picked by Frenchie? I felt like she walked up like, I didn't.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It seemed like so much discomfort. And I was like, I don't know if this is the best way to start off a team. It just seemed like she was very angry or resentful that she was selected by Frenchie. She's like, I mean, I guess I gotta walk over.
I don't know. I don't think I didn't pick up on that, or maybe I was like not paying attention when that happened or something, but I don't know. Did she have like a weird reaction when she went over there?
It was like obvious.
Really?
Like, it was either she didn't want to be picked first or she didn't want to be picked by Frenchie. But I don't know which one it was, but it was definitely a weird, like hesitant, like, oh, like I have to go to this.
To be quite honest, I'd feel the same way if the name of my team was going to be Jokers and the one at the end is Queens, like, or Aces for that matter. I was like, why do I have to be a Joker? Like, I mean, just that little fact in itself. Like, she's a queen. Like, be like, I want to be a queen. But would you have been
that obvious about it?
I mean,
she probably needs to get a little bit better. She probably needs to get a little bit better about like hiding things.
Well, she's okay now because she's safe. She's safe for the week.
He said that it was weird that none of the team captains made it seem like it was the hardest decision ever. Like he pointed out, because he was like, when they're picking their players, he's like, no matter who you pick, you're just supposed to be like, oh, I don't know. Like, I could go with either way, but okay, I guess if I have to. Yeah, you're supposed to be like, he said, like, apologetic and like, thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it was I mean, like, I felt like they all need to get some poker faces.
Yeah, I got a lot of this on Twitter because some people didn't understand why I felt this way, but I didn't care for the fact that during and I'm kind of backtracking a little bit, so I apologize, but it was the fours that were competing for captain that did you notice that there was a balcony where people were watching the competition?
I did not like that.
I didn't like that. And people were like, why? What's the problem? And it's like, well, first of all, nobody saw the first four, when Frenchie was competing against the other three guys, nobody was watching that. So they couldn't see. And I feel like that's a very big component of like strategy, because people are watching who's going fast, who's taking their time, because you get to see a lot of that in a competition. When you're just watching, it's like, oh, that person likes to be really fast, but they're really messy, and usually that's how they play the whole game, or a majority of their game, or it's all of these other things. You get to notice a lot of that, and I felt it was a little unfair.
I agree.
And they were bunched up in the corner.
They also just got to talk and interact. Oh, no, you're fine. I just wish we could have heard, like, what were they saying? Like, when they first met. Like, that's their first reaction to each other, and we didn't get to hear it. Sorry, it's my dog. They're shooting fireworks.
Girl, we got a dog. We got a baby. We good.
Yeah.
We are good.
I never claimed this to be professional. Never.
Right?
Yeah,
sorry.
Right. We're having a conversation, and the internet is coming in on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, that we didn't hear. But then also, I felt like it was unfair as well. But then Brendan and I talked about that too. You don't remember that. Do you remember your first competition? I don't know if maybe it did make a difference.
Yeah, I do.
But like, okay, so like after
it was kind of bad though.
Yeah.
But like, I remember our first right, yours was really crazy. But like, I remember our first competition, and like the rest of the season, nobody cared what happened in the first competition. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't something where, like, oh, I saw Frenchie was such a beast, a comp beast. Like, I remember like watching everyone in our first one, we had to like go across the zip line thing. And the only thing I remembered from that was that, Brittany fell off of the hot dog. So like, that's all and we never talked about it. Like, it wasn't a big deal for the game, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think it might be a little different because yours was like a little bit further, behind. Now there's so many seasons of Big Brother where people are literally just analyzing everything.
Every single thing,
yeah. I don't think that y'all at that point were probably as, just nitpicking. Like, the super fandom was just not as insane as it is, So, I mean, but I just wanted to, point that out. But ultimately, it's just to kind of talk about it. Frenchie ends up winning the HOH. We have, the four teams, the Jokers, the Aces, the Queens, and the Kings. Frenchie wins. They announced that it's $750,000 now, which is just about the time.
Jess, how do you feel about, because when we talked, when all of us talked a couple of days ago, we said that, and I think we were first to believe this, that the HOH is competed to see who was going to be the single HOH. But it wasn't the HOHs competing. It was the groups competing. Then how do you feel about that? I loved it because everybody had a hand in, because I want somebody to act like I didn't help you get the HOH, girl. I'll slap you, okay? I love the fact that everybody contributed to the team, and then that's why we won. How do you feel about? I felt like we had a different understanding of what the rules were going to be.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, for the most part, I'm still glad that all of them got to play. I don't know if at any point, it's so hard to see if someone is actually throwing their team off, you know,
you think or team off?
I feel like it's a good thing in a way, because I feel like then it can't so much be like we are either like angry or like super happy or like in favor of the captain because they like, you know, either won it for us or didn't, you know, like I feel like it's good to like, at least they can not worry as much about like not having that resentment all placed on them for like not being, you know, if it was just a sole competition for just them, then you can't be like, oh, you like fucked this up for us, you know.
Yeah, we see each other. I'm with you, Hannah. Yeah. What do you think, Rachel?
Yeah, no, I think same. Like like I said before, I like the 4, but I don't like the 4. And I liked that they had to compete together in the end, but I don't like that it's only the 4 team captains that are like in charge of being the HOH. Like I don't like the 4 teams. I think every time they've done a 4 teams that it's never turned out how they think it's going to turn out. Like they're hoping to break up the big alliances and they're hoping to like get more people in small group alliances, but they've literally done this like 4 times, right? And it's never turned out how they expect. So I don't know why they think this would be any different. Like
I'll say a moment of silence for Christian though, because he hit that button and they dropped that puzzle right before he got to the all he had to do was touch it and they dropped the whole entire puzzle. Now that was the only time I was like, Xavier,
I was wondering what happened with that. Like, because I never was looking right when that happened. Did she drop it on purpose or?
Well, no? Right here was saying that people said that Sarah, who's on his team, said that he might have thrown it. Because it seems weird. He was about to win. He was about to
bust it, yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's very last place and they're all on slop. Like, screw you. Like, I'd be pissed.
A moment of silence, girl. That was very sad. And how could he throw it if they're the ones who have to hold? Because that was a Survivor challenge.
Because he's putting the cards together. He's the one who's putting the cards on top. So they're holding it.
Yeah, but they had it held. Yeah.
But it also went down. It was going down, and if it was toppling down, it would just hit the cards. So it's not that they
wish one of y'all would blame me for that. Y'all supposed to be holding this thing together. It's my fault. I was going to hold the buzz. Girl, I wish y'all would. This is why I've never made it into the house, okay? I wish they would say that it's my fault. I'm trying to hit the buzzer, and here y'all are dropping cards and stuff. And did y'all ever see anything fall from the sky? People said something fell once.
Yeah, no, it was like, hard. It was a big card. It was a big card. It was a big card that was falling down that would smash the cards. And that's what happened.
I never saw it.
Yeah.
Anybody else saw it? Hannah,
yeah,
did you
all
see
of them.
You were on it too. See, Hannah didn't see it.
You didn't see the big ass card that was coming down? It was like a gate. It was going like this. And then it would go up, and then it would go back down.
I don't doubt that it happened. I just was probably watching someone run or like whatever, and I just never noticed it.
Yeah, it was.
Which is why I shouldn't be on the show either, because like half this stuff happens on one side of the screen, and I'm like, oh, didn't see it.
Exactly. You know, Hannah, we just talk about the show. Let's not be on it, girl. We talk to people on the show. Yeah. Let's not be on it.
Yeah. So ultimately, Frenchie wins. He gets. They say it's $750,000, and then they give Frenchie the double or nothing. And the double or nothing is ultimately, hey, if you put these 2 dice on the table within 40 seconds, or something like 45 seconds or something like that, you win 2 weeks of safety. And if you don't, then you lose safety and you could be up for potential elimination. And then the HOH goes to the second place, which was Claire. And
but that lady in that painting smock.
Yeah. And so, but what's crazy is that he didn't take it. He didn't decide the risk. What is weird to me is that Julie said these are double or nothing. These are double or nothing rewards, risks and rewards that people cannot refuse. And I feel like that was an easy one to refuse. Am I wrong?
Yes.
I feel like that's easy to refuse.
I ain't never been in the house. I've always watched from my couch. And I was like, I don't know what to do. When that girl said we about to go to commercial and Downey or whatever came on my TV, I was like, I don't even know what to do. Like, I had the hard decision and I'm not even in the house. It was not, so just you automatically knew what you would do, is what you're telling us.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have. I probably wouldn't have taken it. I probably wouldn't have taken it. I mean, and I know that that's like maybe an unpopular opinion. Whoever's watching, tell me if you would take it or not take it. But it's like 45 seconds. I'm not that great under pressure. I would have flubbed. I don't want that responsibility on the first day to be responsible because other people are also safe with me. I would have played it safe. And I would not have tried to make a big move so early on, especially the very first day.
But you get to talk to them about
and then that makes me a target because I won captain and I won HOH, and they would potentially use that against me to put me on the block. That's just my thought process. Rachel, what do you
Rachel, what would you do, Rachel? I feel like we know.
Rachel said yeah.
I would have done it. I wouldn't have even thought twice. We wouldn't have gone to commercial break. I would have said yes.
You'd be like, hell yeah, let's go. That's what I love about Rachel.
It wouldn't even have crossed my mind to not take it. But this is the thing, like going in on the first HOH and going in as a new player, I see why they were like, he wasn't sure and he's a fan of the show. But I think the first HOH is the biggest one to take the risk because you have less of a chance to actually go home. So like the thing is like he probably would have gotten the 2 week safety. And then if it was the first HOH, even if he didn't get the 2 weeks of safety, they probably still wouldn't have put him on the block because they would have felt so bad that like he didn't get it. You know what I mean? And then he's not a target anymore. So it's like he wasn't able to do it. So why would he be a target? I feel like in that situation, there is no reason to not do it. But I don't know. Maybe that's because I've already played twice. So maybe that is my Rachel brain. But like,
I love that Rachel brain. Yeah. It's like quite opposite from me, which I think is so interesting because we're literally 2 days apart. Like you were on the 16th and I'm on the 14th of October. And then I just like you take all the risks that I really wish I should be taking more risks in my life.
Take
what the
more
hell?
risks, Jessica.
What about you, Hannah?
Would you have done it?
Would I have done it? I think if it were me and it were like me alone, yes. I don't think that in having 3 other people relying on me in that moment would have done it solely for the fact that like, for one, you don't know what the did he know exactly what the competition was going to be?
He did.
He did? Okay. Even that though, I'm still just like, I just don't know. I think that the risk of having those 3 people like blaming essentially their like non-safety on you, and then also like we know now that Claire and Frenchie have like something to kind of bond over and everything, like we've seen that now in the house, but like would they have been as inclined to bond to each other had Frenchie not been in power like immediately, you know, like you just don't know how those things are going to play out. And so I don't think that I would have done it having the 3 other people relying on me. If it were just me, absolutely. But the other ones, No.
Yeah, it's just I love what your baby is doing right now, Rachel. Like my ovaries are
He's
just
eating my face. I don't know.
I know. I want 2 of them sent into my house.
Look at those cheeks. Oh my
He's
goodness.
cheekies. I
Yeah.
love it. Well, you know what? He didn't take it. She told Julie Chen
Julie
told
was
him
like,
do it anyway.
That was mean. Okay. No, Julie, girl, and you know I talk to you all the time, Julie. Julie, that was mean. And it was I feel like he should sue for mental damages because I feel like he should. Okay. Because girl, ain't no reason for me to even roll these dice for shits and giggles. Like this is not for just for our entertainment. Let's just see what you can do. I'd have been like, Julie, girl, no. Like, no. Well, I don't think I could have said that. Miss Moonbaz, that was mean. I did not like that. I did not like it because if he would have made it, then it would have been this pressure of, and you could only imagine what his team is like. See, all it had to be is one person on his team feeling like, I say he should have did it. He didn't want to do it. That's all. That would have been me. I say he could have did it. He didn't want to do it. He need to be out because he don't listen. He called himself a captain. I would have read him down. The girl would have been over. Done. And I just didn't like it. And then you're putting this pressure on it. Oh, it's just for the game. Go ahead. But she's saying, on your mark. Oh, it's a little bit of time. Seconds left. Girl, I thought this was just for shits and giggles. Why you counting down and making me stressed?
I was thinking right then, I was like, in this moment, I don't know if this is like the smartest thing to do or not. Like, I was thinking, you need to make sure that you don't hit this because you need to show them that you made the right decision.
Wouldn't have done. Yeah.
Like, why are you actually trying to hit this and get this competition? Because you want them to be like, oh, our captain made the right decision. Like, you don't want people to be bitter and be like, oh, we could have had 2 weeks or whatever. Like, it's like you want the confirmation bias. Like, you want them to feel good in your choices, and like he shouldn't have hit it. I don't know.
Girl, I would have threw dice at Tiffany. When I say those dice would have been all over the place, I would never have even made one dice. I would have threw those dice all over the place and then kept running for 45 seconds. I would have played the fucking fool. Okay, I would have been running around like, oh, I can't do it. Oh no, girl, no. I would have made it seem like I didn't even see that green board. Okay, dice would have been falling. I would have hit Brent a couple of times just because.
It did like he almost tried throwing it. It looked like he was trying to throw it. It did look like he was trying to throw it for a while. It was like, oh yeah, it looked like, right, Rachel? Yeah, it was just like, yeah, for sure. It looked like he looked like he was doing it.
Somebody said throw a dice at the camera. I would have thrown a dice at the camera.
Yeah, I thought he was trying to throw it without looking like he was trying to throw it. And then I think when he made it, I thought it was an accident. It looked like an
absolutely. It did.
I didn't think
it did. And it was like 2 seconds left. It was like literally 2 seconds left. So
that's even worse. It's like, oh, you're such a good competitor that like even when you're trying to throw it, you still get it. Like that.
Yeah.
I feel like if I was watching him and I noticed that, I'd be like, oh God, like this is 3 things in one night. Oh,
that's
it's like
very true.
That's a lot.
What was he? Yeah, I mean, and that pretty much like sums up the rest of it. He did it. So they have like his team, the Jokers, have a week of safety. They go into, and that was basically the end of it. Obviously, we know that this is already 2 days in. The feeds were off for a very long time today, which probably means that Frenchie had time to make nominations. Like, here's the thing with what's crazy about this season is that this is the first day in the first year in a very, very long time that you get to see actual live feeds the very first day that they even walk into the house. And that's not really, heard of. Like for us, you didn't get to see us until a week later. And a lot of stuff goes down the very first week. A lot of stuff that people cannot like even comprehend, like why people don't like each other already. Like, what's the big deal? Why can't they get over this? Like, what is going on? Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes on, like the alliances that form. So I'm actually really excited why I was up till 4:30 in the morning watching these feeds.
Don't roll your eyes, busy. Stop rolling your eyes.
It was, I got to see Alyssa throw up. I got to see Xavier, I got to see Xavier be all on her. Like he was like, I think there's like a little attraction there. I saw Whitney all over Brent because Whitney was like gagaing over Brent. What's up, Busy?
So who was it? In the beginning of this episode, was I the only person who didn't? Y'all, can y'all stop embarrassing me?
Nicole, thank you so much for your super chat. Busy fangirling over Rachel Reilly was the best. It was probably the highlight of the show.
I'm trying to keep it cool, you guys. Okay. Was I the only person who did not feel like it was live in the beginning? It was giving me pre-record when they first started. It was giving me pre-record.
Just like the DR,
the feeds?
No, the show.
When they walked when they walked into the entrance. Yeah. I mean, maybe that's possible, but I think when they started the feeds, it wasn't pre-record. You know what I mean?
No, the feeds definitely were not pre-recorded.
Right,
yeah,
right. But I think maybe.
But I feel like the show.
Maybe I mean
I don't know.
Like, Julie likes her like predictability, right? So maybe it wasn't like 100% live, but I think that they probably did. They probably filmed it at like 6 or like 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock.
As live. Well, like when things are live, it never. No, well, pre-recorded would mean, I don't know. People say live and they mean a lot of different things. Like I've been on live shows like The View and like like different things like that as audience members.
I mean, I work the production, so you got to have that time.
You go there at like 8 and they shoot at 8 and they show it at 10 and that's still considered live.
Right.
Yeah.
That's still considered live. So like meaning like they didn't have a ton of time to really edit the crap out of it because it
gave me pre-recording. It gave me pre-recording. Just
maybe.
I didn't notice.
I had another question because I had my hand up. I had my hand raised.
Raise your hand, honey.
I did. Yeah. Yeah, no, I hate you. We're gonna fight after this.
That's a love. Those are love reads, by the way.
Yeah, those are love. Those are love reads. I mean, that's what me and him talk. Also, okay. So, did anyone else? Okay, we have moved whoever wins up to 750K by time. Okay, is the second place still the same? Because I'll be damn. Okay, is the second place still the same amount of money?
We need to do our research.
I did not hear her say anything different.
Yeah, they didn't say anything different, so probably
that would suck. Yeah, more than likely. Because if you make more money on a second place, then you're definitely would be comfortable with with not winning first. Place.
Right.
Yeah,
no, but I would be just as cutthroat though. I would be cutthroat because I'm like, you know what? If I don't win first, I definitely can win second. There's 2 spots that I can get after taxes, at least 180K. I want the money. I want the money. And I would be more cutthroat because even if I don't get first, second is also a prize. And I'm about to take all your hoes out. Like I'm just, I don't like if the first place is 700. What is that? 800,000 in winnings altogether. CBS. What do you have? Paramount Plus. Come on. I don't like that. And I hope that they boosted up the second place prize. Did anybody see it?
I don't think they will.
No, I doubt it.
I don't think they will because what are they going to put it up to? Like 100,000? That's like what the grand prize is for a lot of these shows. Like I don't think they're going to do beyond that for second place. I mean, they could, but I just don't see it. I feel like if they were trying to go all out this season and like play with some money, they would have made the grand prize $1 million because I think that's what everyone's kind of like expecting. I don't know about that, but like that's what I was expecting when they were like the biggest cash prize in history or whatever. And I know
750 is though.
I know it is. But in my mind, I was like $1 million, and then they said 750, and I was like, oh okay. I know it's still a lot more money. But I thought they were going to do $1 million.
Come on, what you got in the bank, Hannah? She was like, yeah, something small. Okay.
I love
have no
this.
reason to be. I have no reason to be judging this. I graduated college in 2020. Like we are not rolling deep here.
Bro,
but
we broke.
still.
Okay, I'm with you. We broke. We are broke. The loans are coming in. Okay.
Rachel.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I think 750. Yeah, about time. I can't believe they didn't do that for All Stars, but Frank.
Oh yes.
I was
Yes.
because I was like, wait, but Cody just made 500. Like what? What? So that's the first thing I was thinking. And then also, did they do nominations today? Because that is crazy fast for a first Big Brother week. Because
actually, no, that I just remember 4th of July and I don't remember why, but when this guy won 4th of July and on my season, he it was 4th. He won on the 3rd. The 4th was a barbecue, so they cut down all the feeds. And first thing in the morning on the 5th, he did nominations.
Oh,
and
wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it was like yeah. And here's the
latest
thing:
they've ever started, right? Y'all were already in the midst of the game.
Yeah. However, with Christy, when she won HOH the very first week, she had like 3 or 4 days. But then
that's why it kept changing. Like because Christy had multiple days and it was like very back and forth that whole time. So I feel like that's what happens. But I didn't realize that you just like you wake up the next day and then it's time to go.
We do have a wild card competition that's supposed to be airing on Sunday. So more than likely, if the feeds were off, it's because someone was they were competing in some type of wild card. So if that's the case, that's why the feeds were off this week. Like with the feeds in general, it was it was interesting. Yesterday we got to see the HOH. Frenchie was very adamant about putting up 2 alpha males. That was kind of his big thing. He wanted to get rid of the big, competitive men and let the other people thrive, which I'm kind of digging. I love that.
Okay with that. I'm okay.
I'm okay with that.
Jessica, let's be clear, Justin. See, I had to sit up. Because I'm a feminist at heart. Everybody knows that. He's not giving me king energy. He is so. We just got into the house and he talked about I'm ready to do the true back door. What the fuck is that? We don't know these people. What are you backdooring? He is playing too hard, too fast.
Is that a thing, Rachel? Do you agree?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think this is the thing. If he wants to think it, he just shouldn't say it out loud. Because like on my first week of season 12, we did end up having a backdoor where we got rid of Annie and Annie went home. And me and Brendan were on the block. Brendan won the veto. And Brendan and I like threatened Hayden and said, like, if you don't take Rachel off and put Annie up, then we're going to come after you. And so Hayden didn't want Brendan coming after him. So we got rid of Annie. But I think that was a situation where it was like the HOH, it wasn't like Hayden wanted to do a backdoor and nominate 3 people. Like that's crazy. For first HOH, yeah. You want to nominate 3 people? Like you want 3 people mad at you? No, thank you. So, I mean, I think if that was the case, he just shouldn't have said it. But I don't know, that maybe he's not playing too hard, but then he'll get the target on his back.
He also created like an 8. And he also created an 8-person alliance, and then an alliance inside of that alliance.
I love Jess. That man is for first day. He's playing too hard.
Yeah. And I'm not to say anything, but another person who had 50 alliances was Jack Matthews. And we already saw what happened to him. So
not 50 alliances though.
That's what I said. Sorry, you got your 50 alliances and I wasn't one of them. Bye-bye. Say hola to Julie for me, Jack.
Brendan said Frenchie's playing 22 seasons in 12 days.
Exactly. And tell Brendan I say, hey, but it's ridiculous.
I do think that he is being very, very mindful of, and this is a good and a bad thing, of what people. Hi!
Hey, Brendan!
Oh God, there he goes again.
I mean, the only reason I came in,
Yeah.
Hey, wait, before you leave, Brendan, I just want to say that that Matt Hoffman tells me that you guys, that Matt Hoffman tells me that you all are really cool with him and everything, and he lives not too far away from me, and I'm always like by his house. So whenever you guys are like back in Chicago or whatever, please let me know so that I can hang out with y'all. Okay.
Yes, 100%. And Jess, did you know Brendan and Matt and all them have their little boyfriend gossip group?
Whoa.
I'm not gonna confirm or deny that.
She knows.
Hey,
everybody knows.
Hashtag secret alliance. What's going on here?
It's not a secret alliance. I know it's not that it's a secret alliance. I mean, I'm just not confirming or denying what Rachel is saying.
That's all right.
That's all.
Matt is also a gossip girl. So,
yeah, they're all their little gossip girl.
But I know that Keith is here, and
yes.
So whenever.
Keith. You have if you haven't, just it's epic. Like you have to hang out with him too.
We'll probably maybe we'll have him on.
My pick is sorry, is it Rylan?
Who? Oh, Kylan.
Kylan. Well, so he's from San Bernardino, which I'm from Riverside, so we were neighbors. And San Bernardino, I will tell you, if you don't know about San Bernardino, we used to call it San Bernardino. So for him to come out of San Bernardino, it's a rough place. So I'm rooting for him. I think he seems like a pretty well-rounded guy. So
yeah,
I think we got a good shot at having a long-lasting player. So hopefully,
yay! I hope so. Busy, are you okay? Are you okay with this duo right here? Busy's having a little fangirl moment.
I'm dying.
Okay. I'm gonna try to talk. Just go with me. I've always loved these two together, and I've always wanted to love like that. Okay, and I yell at my boyfriend all the time because I feel like I'm Rachel. Okay, and I'm just looking for
You're
my
Rachel.
Okay, I'm just looking for my Brendan. Okay, ain't that right, babe? I'm just looking for my Brendan, and the fact that he's here, and you guys have done so many things together, and y'all have always loved each other. Y'all have always been a part of each other, and you have been so chivalrous, and just giving. I'm not crying on Beyonce's internet today. I promise you I'm not.
Well, I'm glad somebody calls me chivalrous.
I do call you chivalrous. Oh gosh.
I'm having an out-of-out experience right now.
Absolutely.
You're so fine.
You are so fine. Thank you so much, Rachel. We love you so much.
You guys want to hear some real BB talk now? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said, you want to hear some real BB talk? I mean, I'm a mastermind behind it,
Yeah, tell us something. Even though you never made it to the end, but tell us what you can tell.
Whoa. Hey, low blow.
I love you because I love Rachel.
Hey, first, I was like the booster rocket that got her to the outer atmosphere, right?
Yes. He sacrificed himself
exactly
for the greater good.
In all reality, I'm excited about the season. I think this is the first time they've had a good first episode. So a lot of times the episodes are kind of disappointing. Everybody gets excited, then you see somebody come back you didn't really look forward to, and then you're just kind of trying to push on through and hope that it's, hope for the best, but it's some twist ruined it immediately. I mean, so I think this is the first time, at least so far, knock on wood, that it is looking pretty good. So, and I'm glad they started with new cast because, I mean, last season with All Stars was very disappointing. I don't think we had a single person that I mean, the people that we rooted for went home early. So it's like, and then from that point forward, it was pretty much a locked season.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's just nice to not know what to expect with these people. I think that was like the hard part about All Stars was it was just like there was really no surprise. I felt like because you just kind of knew like where they were, and like that was kind of it. Like you could tell who liked who really like from the get-go. And this is like, you know, I know we can kind of see where they're like landing right now, but that's not gonna necessarily stick. Just because they don't know each other at all. Like they have no pre-existing anything. And so I'm just excited to see like where it goes and everything. I'm glad we don't know anything about them.
I am not listening to a damn thing anybody. I want to be very honest and open about any of that. I'm like, I talked to Rachel. I am not talking to Brendan.
Oh my God.
What makes me very upset is that I was texting my mama and I was like, Mom, I'm over Rachel. And she was like, okay, now she's studying for her nursing board. And I just texted her like, oh my God, girl, now both of them are up. Brittany's on. And she was like, I guess I'll join now. So now my mom is finally in the chat. Should I miss Rachel? Ma, I am. Ma, if you hear, girl, I get Jessica. I owe you an edible arrangement, okay? Because
hey, tell your mom good luck on the board. She's staying for the boards right now.
Yes.
All right, tell her good luck. All right, good luck, Mom.
Well, yeah, she's here. She's here.
Well, good luck.
Good luck, Mom.
Yeah,
I'm gagging.
You know, I noticed immediately because I didn't get a lot of time. I just started my medical physics residency, so I've been kind of busy myself. But I kind of looked through the cast, but just when I caught some of the bios, for the first time, I think I've heard more in what seemed to be more people with a little bit more substance to their character, other than long walks or hitting a baseball or throwing a football or running a fast something or, you know. So
I love it.
And I'm excited because I feel like the last several seasons that have had non-returning players, there are always people looking to extend their Instagram following or Twitter following.
Yeah.
Or, you know,
Right.
and maybe hopefully $750,000 at least gives them more to think about, because I know if you told me 750 and I was going in at 500, I'm like doubly excited and working twice as hard to win that money. So, I mean, when we went in, Rachel and I both said, it's like we both went in for money. Like I wanted $500,000. I didn't care about the TV or the, you know, I didn't know what would happen really. But in truth, I wanted money. So I think if you have enough people that are hungry, we'll get a good show. And, you know, and that's what it's looking like. So, and intelligence. I'm glad we put some younger people that at least have some education, some science background. We got some diversity finally, you know. So I mean,
most of them have like a science or law or any like background, right?
Yeah,
not most of them, but a lot of them.
I've never heard so many science people in one season before. So of course it's not the season I was on, you know. So, but this is, you know, of course how it always works, right?
That's how you two bonded, was over your science. I said, remember that. I love that.
You know, I still get heart palpitations. Okay, but now we got a phlebotomist, okay? To do the work that you guys are doing. Okay, she draws the blood, and then y'all look at it, and I'm here for it.
No, I mean, I think it's going to make for a better season, because I have always noticed that when we have like the racism or the comments that are like offensive, they're always like from people who are on there who are more worried about how they look and when lifting weights in the backyard, and not people that are having real conversations, talking about real things. I mean, oddly enough, like, you know, in a year of election, I didn't hear one conversation about the election, right, last season, which is pretty amazing to me too. So I mean, I look forward. I mean, for me, Big Brother is a big part of it is people getting into a room that normally wouldn't hang out and having uncomfortable conversations sometimes. I mean, absolutely. Me and Shelly used to have coffee every single morning in the backyard, and she's a hardcore Republican. I'm not a hardcore Democrat. I'm just not a hardcore anything. So, I mean, you know, but we would talk. We just have conversations. And I think right now in the state of the world, it's very important that a lot of people have conversations with people they normally wouldn't, you know. So I think it's important. So I think I look forward to those things, because the live feeds are what make that interesting, you know. So we don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's funny to hear the bashing every once in a while in the very beginning. You're like, haha, but I don't like that person either. But you know, after that kind of fades and the dust settles, it's fun to listen to the conversations. So
I'm so excited about that as well. Thank you so much, Brendan, for staying with us and giving us your 2-piece. I mean, I love that you and Rachel, you know, were able to kind of come on and share some of your thoughts with us. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having us on.
Yes,
we appreciate it. And thanks for...
We'll stop by. Wait, Jessica, are you in Chicago or outside of Chicago?
I'm out. I'm like 10 minutes outside of Chicago, so I'm in Oak Park. But I live about 30 minutes away from Matt. Yeah.
And Busy and Hannah, where are you guys at?
I'm currently in Knoxville, Tennessee, East Tennessee.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I live in the District of Columbia, but I am surprisingly going to Chicago. Jessica, I should have told you this. Next week, wow. I'm going to be in Chicago.
Hey, there you go.
Yes.
Busy, you gotta let me know.
Yes, yeah, we'll talk, girl. When you have time to sleep, okay?
Oh yeah, not today. I'll be on feet.
So I'll be in Chicago.
Your husband needs to join a support group for his wife staying up watching live feeds too much.
He's gonna need a support group. I agree. Hannah, does Ovi do this to you?
What do you mean?
Like, is he up to late watching feeds, or is he good, or you don't have to go to a support group or anything?
Ovi stays up until like 4 or 5 a.m. always. Like, so this is not Ovi, like now Ovi stays up until like 4 or 5, like working on things. But even through like college, like Ovi is like a gamer. So like this is his normal schedule.
Oh my God, Hannah, we are the same, and we need to talk more because my boyfriend does the same thing, right? I'm sure right now he's playing either Dungeons or Dragons or something with the cards or something else because that's what nerds do.
Yeah,
something called like he plays something called like Apex or something. I don't know what the hell that is. I have no idea. I don't know anything
Apex
about it.
is a brand of a electronic. I don't think that is. I promise you. I feel like Apex is a name of a brand. It's all right, but we'll talk. We'll talk.
Yes.
We'll talk.
So thank you so much, Brendan.
Absolutely.
We love you so much. And yes, let's keep in touch. I mean, I could just text Rachel. So
yeah, of course.
Thanks for having your sweet baby on too.
Hey,
for gracing us
thank
with
you so
the
much
baby.
for coming on. You look good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and good luck to your mom, Busy.
Thank you.
Yes, good luck, Mama Blue.
Mama Blue.
Bye. Yo, Busy.
So cute.
Jessica,
cute.
I hate you so much.
I'm
like
sorry.
No, you don't.
I'm so first. I'm so sorry, Hannah. We were trying to keep this short, and I always try. And Hannah is constantly telling me, "Let's keep this short," and she knows I'm never going to abide by it. But I promise that I will get better at this. I promise. I'll try not to surprise you guys.
You're fine. No, it was fun. It was super fun. So it was worth it.
Yes. I mean, and that being said, y'all, like we said, this is why if you enjoyed today and you want to keep on enjoying us, because we are like right here, this seems like a fun trio here. This is the vibes. These are all vibes.
This is a vibe, but the feeds are back up. I think we've recapped everything there is really.
Yes.
This really is all there is.
Yeah. If you have not already, if this wasn't enough, click like, subscribe, smash the bell so you know when we're actually going to be on. We'll try to let you know ahead of time. If not, the only way to know is if you smash that notification bell. If you haven't already done it, click like, please comment on it just helps with the algorithm. Thank you to everybody who's given us some super chats. A great way to follow. I mean, we have on our at the bottom of the comments is all of our social media where you can follow us, like us. If we're not actually doing this live, we're very vocal on our Twitters and our HGs. So please follow us please follow us on there. Any final comments? We love you guys so much.
Next week it will just be you guys and whoever guest there is, because I will be in the Grand Canyon and I will have no service. So y'all pray for me, because I have not been working out in this heat. So it'll be interesting going on these hikes. So y'all have fun.
We will keep tabs on you because I want to make sure you are still alive, girl. You are my confidant because Jessica will pull the wool over the cloak over, and I need somebody to have my back. And it's normally
I'm already trying to figure out who I'm gonna surprise Busy with. This is like Busy is gonna just meet so many people, and he's gonna be like, "What the hell is going on?"
The goal is to just make him speechless. So we already know.
It was over 200 people watching, and I could not speak Jessica. I mean to Rachel. I can't even speak right now. And then Brendan came in. I'm outdone. Yo, I want y'all. I was about to say, put your bees in the comments. This is not my channel. Jessica, I'll owe you an edible arrangement. Like I just do, girl. I just do. If you can call me at 4:00 in the morning and talk about the fees, and I'll listen to you.
Thank you.
You gotta respond to her now. You always like
now you have to.
No, this is Hannah pushing it off on me, girl. I'm
exactly. So I don't feel like a crazy. So I don't feel like a crazy person.
Jessica already knows. Like we've established this. Like I am not a good responder. Like I just don't.
It'll be a week later, and she's like, "Did we talk about this?" I'm sorry.
No.
She is one. I was like, girl.
I hate texting. I don't have Snapchat. I might respond to like an Instagram DM. I don't know. It's just not. I just don't like. I like seeing voice messages because then I don't have to do anything. I just push the button and talk, and it's over.
Yeah. What the? Wait, hold on. Are we serious right now?
Shut the hell up. I'm logging off.
Okay, but for next week, I promise. I know that some people had mentioned about the drafts. I am coming up with the code and doing all that crap. So I will make it nice and do all that good stuff so that we can properly follow our draft. So that's about it. We're going to try to figure out. I'm going to pop up the messy man. My man's going to be mad at me. Woo! Busy.
One last thing. My friends Janet and Maddie Dockery, they do Mad Rolls. They came up with a plant-based air fryer. I just got it today. So I will tell y'all. So they have tons of recipes in here. I literally just got it today. So make sure you guys go to Mad Rose, go to her channel, go to her Instagram, and you'll be able to find all of that stuff. But I wanted to make sure that I shouted them out. I've been fans of them. They've been fans of mine. And I'm just a little black boy. But make sure you guys go see. I love an air fryer. My boyfriend throws everything in air fryer. Cereal.
So does my man. Whatever. We just made biscuits in it.
Cooking. It's not cooking.
Maybe I need to get that book because we have one and we don't use it like ever. And I know people use it all the time because I remember when Jessica got hers and she just like was going on and on about it, and we never use ours. So
it's been almost
we've made everything in the air fryer. It don't matter what it is.
We've made a cherry cobbler.
Is throwing it in the air fryer.
Yeah, we've made a cherry cobbler. We've made vegan gluten-free biscuits. We've made chicken wings.
See, look, meatloaf. And that's my boyfriend right there, Tavon Gatling. He said, I use it for everything. Absolutely. He puts everything in the air fryer. It don't matter what it is. I'm telling you, I could come downstairs and I'm like, oh, good morning. He'd be like, oh, good. I just made a chicken pot pie. Here you are. I have made a shepherd's pie in the air fryer. He makes everything in the air fryer. So yeah,
is your boyfriend in the other room, like in your house, watching?
Yeah. He's right behind me, and I yell at him. That's what I said. I'm just like Rachel. I'm like,
no,
don't do that.
My man just like brought me a burrito. He brought me a vegan burrito right now. I was like, you're so sweet. Okay, go.
And what is Ovi doing, Hannah? He said,
Ovi actually, okay. So like, hi. Ovi, like an hour before we got on, made me homemade ramen. Like he makes the broth from scratch and everything, and like it's really good. Ovi is a chef. Ovi.
He is.
Don't worry.
I don't need no air fryer.
Ovi's love language is like acts of service, and he's always doing stuff. So don't worry about me, honey.
She got it made. She's got it made with cookies.
Jessica, you can close us out now. I'm sorry.
Well, we love you all. Thank you all for joining us. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.